reaction in Asia, at least on the official side, has been not particularly dramatic. Having talked to 5 of the countries in the region, the governments, they aren't particularly upset. Japanese, the Koreans aren't particularly upset. The Chinese always knew we were doing this, so Snowden wasn't a big surprise. I mean, one advantage of being paranoid is occasionally you're right. So the thing that was a surprise to them was they kind of believed a little bit some of the rhetoric you hear sometimes about, well, the US sword has been blunted in these cyber talks. And so coming out of the blue and being smacked in the side of the head with indictments, why they were surprised, I don't really know, because they had been warned repeatedly, including at the presidential level, that something bad was going to happen. So when I look at this in China and in Russia, they're eager to exploit Snowden for advantage, political advantage, in their efforts in internet governance and cybersecurity. They're eager to use it to undermine the US position, but their fundamental, they weren't surprised, and their fundamental positions haven't changed. One of the things that's interesting, though, is that when you talk to people about progress in cybersecurity, I think after the initial shock, the debate, at least in official circles, has become a little more mature. One of the things that's come up is there's a strong, and you'll hear more about this in a minute from KZ, but strong reaction on the European left. I mean, they've been mourning the demise of Marxism now for more than a decade, and here's a way to be anti-American again and feel good about it. And that has a political effect, but not as much as you might think. And so countries are now saying, how do we rebuild some effort to come to a common understanding on internet governance and the importance of democracy and human rights? How do we rebuild understanding on how we make progress on cybersecurity? So I think that the effect of Snowden, I don't worry so much about the effect of Snowden on cybersecurity discussions. The things that are having the greatest effect are Crimea, right, which has had a major effect, and the indictments. And today's events, I think, the Hegel speech at the Shangri-La conference and the recognition of Tiananmen Square. The Chinese tend to put everything together, and so you can have talks with them like, this is America, we don't have strategy and we're disorganized. They don't believe it, they think we're the Borg, right? Prepare to be assimilated. So they'll see this all as a plot. Indictments, Hegel speech, Tiananmen Square commemoration. It's part of your larger plot to control China. But Snowden really isn't a major element in that story. So I think the issue for Snowden and his handlers will be, how does he remain relevant as the international discussion moves on?